What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a special video for you. I'm actually going to go through all the list of modifications that I've done to my INFINITI Q60 here. It's a 2017 sport model, and I'm going to show you guys as to why it is so quick at the track. This car in 3000 DA is doing 11.5 second passes consistently, 11.5, 11.6 consistently at 121 miles an hour. So I'm going to go through the list of mods that I've done to this thing so you guys can kind of get an idea of where it's at. And actually, a lot of you guys actually message me on Instagram or in the comment section constantly asking me, what is the first thing that I should do, or why is your car so quick, or how can I get my car to where you're at? Well, hopefully you guys are watching this video and kind of take some notes. Now, before I take a deep dive into the modifications of my Q60, I'm going to say this: do this at your own risk. There's times where things may go wrong on this platform or any kind of platform that you decide to modify. If you still owe money on this car and it's not yours, it could be warranty denied. So just keep that in mind. Warranty is not covered under any circumstance for aftermarket parts. So if you ever take your car to dealership with an issue with an aftermarket part, 10 times out of 10 it's probably going to be denied, unless you know somebody really high up that can kind of look out for you. But otherwise than that, do this at your own risk. So for starters, I have the AMS coolant expansion tank, which expands the coolant level in your radiator and your heat exchanger side. And I also have the AMS auxiliary intercooler reservoir, which adds over 2 gallons overall capacity to the coolant system. And something you can't see back here behind the grill, I have the AMS heat exchanger also in the front. Those three are a really great combination. They work really well for me at the track. They perform every single time. I can watch my coolant temps come right back down after a pass. The car doesn't heat soak as much. I'm able to consistently give you guys performance on this car back to back to back, and I have the time slips to prove it. Next up, we have the HKS blow-off valves, which I received as a kit from Z1 Motorsports. By the way, shout out to Z1, amazing group of guys, amazing shop for the ZG and now Q community. I have the HKS blow-off valve system, SSQE4s I believe they're called. They're just there to protect your turbos, and overall they work as intended. You know, they're not anything that you won't find out there on the market from a different brand, but I chose to go with HKS. The application fits in just fine. It looks pretty hidden in there unless you're actually looking for. Obviously the red couplers is a dead giveaway, but other than that, blow-off valves are on there. And after that, we have the AMS alpha intakes. There's plenty of vendors that offer intakes for this platform. Ultimately, INFINITI backed this design up, so the INFINITI actually sells this design and the heat exchanger as well, and this coolant tank. So that was a dead giveaway for me to just kind of choose them, and actually, you know, I can take it to the dealership even with these intakes on and not have an issue. They perform really well, especially in the upper RPM range. They give you a little bit more airflow over stock, and the numbers are in the dynos for sure. They're proven to give you extra horsepower up there, especially after 4,500. Those intakes really shine. I actually have a dyno graph from the last time that I got tuned that shows the difference between I think it was stock over the AMS intake. So look out for that video. I might put a card up here in the corner. You guys can check out that video. Next up is something that I really can't show you unless I get underneath the car. It's I have downpipes, lower downpipes in this case, AMS 3-inch lower downpipes. And to pair that up, I have a Fast Intentions catback exhaust. It's the unresonated version. It sounds great. By the way, here's a sound clip. That exhaust combination actually is a little bit drony when you're driving along the way after 80 miles an hour, but nothing that you can't have a normal conversation in the cabin without raising your voice. It's just a little bit drony. It's the unresonated version after all. And from the downpipe back, there's pretty much no resonators other than just the mufflers in the back. So I like it. Most people go with the resonated version because they worry about their wife, their kids, etc. Me, I really don't care. I like the way it sounds, so that's what I went with. Next up, we have ECU Tech, which is the tuning software that I use for this Q60. This is what makes the magic happen. This car is putting down 455 wheel horsepower and 509 foot-pounds of torque on 93 octanes, which is really good. I showed you guys my graph from the last time that I got tuned. I'll also link that video up top, and I'm also going to link a video and a card up here that shows me going through the ECU Tech Bluetooth software and all the different functions and stuff like that, so you guys feel free to check that out. So next up, we actually have to lighten this car up a little bit on its feet. As you see, guys, I have the aftermarket wheel and tire set up here. It actually came with run flat tires, and these are 65 pounds each corner, and this combination with these 33-pound factory wheels, and the rest of the weight comes in the run flat tire, which are really heavy, really uncomfortable to ride in, really hard to enjoy a nice ride. So I have Volk Racing T37 SL wheels. They're about 18 pounds each, which is a really big difference over a 33-pound wheel. And Firestone Firehawk Indy 500 tires, and I got 275/40 all the way around on those 18x10 wheels. And actually I was able to save 31 pounds up front on each side with this combination, and 25 in the rear over the stock one. So that's actually a really big savings, and actually increased the car agility. The overall agility increase on this car is immense. I can actually corner really well. I can actually, drag race and not feel like, I'm hauling a whole bunch of weight. So it's actually a really nice improvement over stock. So you guys are probably wondering, how come I chopped so much weight up front with just wheels and tires? Well, that wasn't all. I actually did a combination of two-piece rotors all the way around, also from Z1 Motorsports, and I'm sure, hopefully you guys can see them really well from here, from this angle. So I have the sprinkle slotted version in the fronts, and I have the sprinkle slotted as well in the rear. So these save about 10 pounds each, just the rotor, and about 5 pounds in the rear. Same design, just a little bit of a different hub design overall. It's really sunny, so you may not be able to see it. But yeah, overall that combination works really well. It acts as, the huge weight savings that I take off the rotational mass of this car by making it lighter on its feet. It actually makes a really huge difference. So that's something most people don't think about when they're making modifications to this car. Make sure it's light on its feet. Give it a lighter set of wheels and tires. Get some really nice tires on this car, and you will see the improvement like night and day. Last but not least, we have suspension. I have a set of BC Racing coilovers that I actually have in this car. It's just a regular set of BR type coilovers. I get asked this question all the time. What kind of BC Racing coilovers do we have? BR, DS, DR, just regular BR coilovers. No Swift spring, just regularly. I just have them dialed in really well right now. The car is actually very responsive from a launch, cornering. I think I have it set up for pretty much a daily use right now. So I'm pretty happy with the way the suspension in this car works. In the rear, the Q60 is typically really stiff compared to the 50. But other than that, I have no complaints so far from this $1,000 set of coilovers. They work really well for the money, and I actually have no complaints from them. They're actually out for no noise whatsoever if installed properly, and are very easy to dial in. So as you guys know, I have one of those rare sport models from 2017 that actually comes with red seats. It's not a red sport model, but it does have the red interior, which is kind of unique. I really enjoy it. It's one of the reasons why I bought this car. And it does have quite a few unique features, like the silver carbon fiber is really nice in here, really plush. It's kind of like a luxury sports coupe. If I had to picture this car somewhere in the market, I would say it's stock. It's somewhat trying to compete with Lexus and BMW at the same time, if that makes sense. It's trying to be sporty but also luxurious. I feel like it's a little bit confused, but nonetheless, it's a very good looking car. And the one thing that I have in here as a modification, it is this draggy device. A lot of you guys wonder how I measure my performance on the street with a GPS device. Is the draggy. I have a video that I'm going to link a card to you guys in the top right corner of this video. Check that out so you can see what this is all about. I use this to test my car all the time to kind of gauge performance and gauge my modifications. So for the most part, I think that's really it. I don't have anything else on this car. I don't have any diffusers or anything like that. Well, I do have a lip from Stillen. I've had that lip since pretty much I bought the car. I got it on a sale for 120 bucks, brand new, and I never even painted it. I just left it as is because it's a splitter. It's going to get damaged at some point, especially with a lowered car, so there was no point in painting it whatsoever. Last but not least, I wanted to save the best for last, which is my time slips at the track to prove that this car does it consistently back to back to back. And overall in the summertime, considering the temps that we've been having, that I got these times, I can't wait to run it when it's colder outside, or cooler I should say, because I'm moving to Texas. It's not going to be all that cooler, but it will be cool enough that I can get some better times. But here it is. First slip, this is actually from the other day. I actually ran a 11.563 at 120.87 miles an hour. That was in 3100 DA. We'll have another slip behind it, 11.609. 120, almost 121 miles an hour. Another 11.6 at 120 miles an hour. We're gonna keep going. Another 11.6 at 120, almost 121 miles an hour again. 11.6 at 120 miles an hour. As you guys can see, I have them in order from fastest to slowest. Another 11.6 at 120 miles an hour. We have another 11.6 at 120 miles an hour. And here we go. It's an 11.7 and an 11.7 again. So the reason I have two 11.7s is because I was testing a theory with a traction control system. If you leave it on, it actually makes your launch a lot slower. But if you leave it off, if you have a good set of tires that you know you're going to hook, by the way, this is an all-wheel drive model. So rear-wheel drive guys, this may be completely different for you guys. All-wheel drive models, get some good tires, turn the traction off. If it's going to hook, you're going to get a really, really good 60 foot. There's a pass here that I believe I got a 1.6 60 foot. It's probably my second time, I believe, doing a 1.6 60 foot. So guys, don't cheap out on tires. Get some good tires if you really want to make the best out of this thing, if you put in some power down. Now, everything that I just show you as far as the slip goes and the track times, if you're really into that kind of thing, that doesn't go without saying. You need some seat time. So what I would suggest is get a good set of tires and just go have some seat time. Go practice. You don't have to be modified. Just work on that 60 foot. Work on your technique in order to get your car off the line. Because if you really just do all these modifications, and let's say you run a 12, but it's really not the car, it's you, and then you start blaming your tuner or the parts or your tune and all that kind of stuff. I've seen it before too many times. So guys, get some seat time, get some practice, be confident the way you're launching the car. Otherwise, you're really not going to do or get those kind of results. I'm honestly going to make another video for you guys on how do I launch my car. I'm still learning. There's some better guys out there that are doing 1.6 and even 1.5s. I think there's a guy in Canada doing 1.5 60 foot, which is insane. He's really, really fast. There's another guys on E85 that are really, really fast, running 10s. And I couldn't be more excited to be sharing this with you guys, but I will do my absolute best to show you guys my technique, and a video coming up. I'll promise I'll make a video coming up on how do I launch my car personally at the track. Obviously the street's not gonna be the same. We might give different results, it might vary, but I'll do my absolute best to show you guys. Well, there's my Q60, everything I've done to it just about, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're new to the channel, want to keep up with the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And for those of you who already have subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for your support. We're almost at that 5K mark. I'm trying to get 5,000 by the end of August. So guys, thank you so much again for watching. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for tuning in.